Yo, what's good? What's good? I'm back. Triple P, Paul Pickett podcast. Before I get started, I'm gonna sip some of this Capri Sun. And y'all hit that click now in that right hand corner where it says click now, subscribe. Don't forget the audio podcast goes to Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, Slacker, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and a dozen other platforms. You can actually Google Paul Pickett podcast. On Google, and you'll see a dozen platforms pop up. Also, the video version goes to my Facebook fan pages and my Instagram. And if you're watching on those platforms, hit the follow. Normally, I just get into NBA and NFL, but I want to get into this NCAA thing first and foremost. NCAA messed up. They really messed up. They didn't even really take the only reason NCAA. See, basically, let me tell you what happened. NCAA basically, California had passed a law where college athletes in California, could make money off of their likeness and their brand or whatever. Now, so the NCAA is pretty much passed that across the board. The only reason I think they did that is because the G League is paying people $500,000 a year to go straight from high school to the G League for 1 year development and then go pro in the draft. Now, first of all, it's a lot easier for a high school athlete to just go to the G League and get $500,000 than it is for him to make money off of his likeness. First of all, I do marketing promotions for a living. So unless they got endorsements ready to sign them and have them do commercials and stuff, they're not going to make money off of their likeness without building their brand up, which costs money. It takes time and money. This idea that every college athlete is going to be able to make money off of their likeness in like one and dones, like no, every one and done isn't going to be able to make money off of their likeness, because this idea that everybody in the second round, like, okay, first of all, you got the whole first round draft, right? Only a small portion of those guys will get endorsements. This idea that 70, 80% of the players are going to get endorsements, no, because 70, 80% of the players don't have endorsements now. If you go to every NBA team, you go to every starter on the list of every team, you're going to name starters who don't have endorsements. I haven't seen Chris Middleton endorsements whatsoever. I haven't seen Drew Holiday endorsements. They might have local endorsements. Local endorsements is one thing. Global endorsements is another thing. Local endorsements only last as long as you're locally on that team. As soon as if Chris Middleton's got any local endorsements in Milwaukee, as soon as he gets traded to another team, they're gone. Instantly. Over with. You're not going to have no local endorsements in Milwaukee when you don't play for Milwaukee. So local endorsements are one thing. Global endorsements are another. And this idea that every college athlete is going to get global endorsements or even local endorsements, no. Man, this is the thing. Passing this rule only benefits a handful of college athletes. This idea that every college athlete can make money off of their likeness is bogus. It's not even reality. It's make-believe, fairy tale, imaginary. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because, first of all, to make money off of your likeness, you have to be popular and famous. You have to have fan base. You're not making the guy that sits at the very end of the bench in college for 3-4 years straight isn't going to make no money off of his likeness. So this idea that you're creating this opportunity for all college athletes is bogus. It's false. You only creating this you're only doing this so people won't go, so your best college athletes just won't go straight to the G League for $500,000. And they still have a better chance just going to the G League because This idea that a college athlete is just going to make $500,000 in a year off his likeness without commercial endorsements is bogus. Because if you don't have endorsements, then that means you have to build your brand. And to build your brand, it costs money. It takes time. And it takes longer than a year to build your brand. Unless you're super famous and popular already. That's the only way you're building your brand in a short period of time, is if you're popular and super famous in a short period of time. This idea that every high schooler is going to go to college and be popular and famous enough to make money off of their likeness is not even the reality. It's not even a reality. This is only benefits a handful of athletes, the popular and famous ones, and it's not going to necessarily benefit them on a global scale. They're only going to really make probably local money. And if they, like I said, if an athlete doesn't come in and he doesn't get endorsements, this idea that he's going to make money off of his likeness right away is bogus unless everybody knows who he is. Unless he's LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, name, stature, it ain't happening. I mean, this idea that I mean, look, for example, okay, I put up Lonzo Ball. De'Aaron Fox was clearly a better player than Lonzo Ball. Could De'Aaron Fox, did he have the same opportunities of endorsements and to make money off of his likeness that Lonzo Ball had? No, because it comes off of popularity. It doesn't matter how good of a basketball player you are, how popular of a basketball player you are. So the NCAA, like, if they think this is equality, this is the exact opposite of equality what the NCAA did, because it only benefits a handful of people. What the NCAA had before was equality. It was equal then when nobody could make money off of their likeness and everybody had to work hard out of high school to get to the same colleges. That was equality. Even though equality is not reality, we're not all equal. This idea that everybody's equal, well, then everybody would jump the same height, run the same speed. You'd have everybody all be the same smarts, same brain smarts, same knowledge of everything. Everybody would be able to achieve this idea that we could all be as smart as Albert Einstein is bogus. Or that everybody can be as smart as Elon Musk. It's bogus. These guys are just smarter. It's not because they educated themselves to be smarter. They are smarter. That's the reality. This idea that anybody could jump like Vince Carter is bogus. That anybody was equal as Vince Carter, that everybody's Vince Carter's equal of jumping high is bogus. Nobody could jump as high as Vince Carter. Nobody. It might, and I don't know if there's anybody nowadays in the league that could jump as high as Vince Carter. Maybe one or two, but that's it. But this idea that the whole league is gonna, no. This idea that everybody can run the same, we're all the same speed. No, we're not all the same speed, so we're not all equal. We're not all equal. If we all can't run the same speed, jump the same height, we're not the same height, the same weight, we got the same exact intelligence. There is no equality is not reality. It's make-believe. It's fairy tale, imaginary. I'm not equal to LeBron James. Athletically, I'm not equal to LeBron James. Now, and to be honest with you, LeBron James, he's a marketing genius. So, he might be my equal on marketing and advertising too, because he's a marketing genius. He's a marketing genius with his brand. Equality is not reality, and the NCAA, it was more equality the way they had it. Now there's no equality in NCAA whatsoever. None. This idea that every college player is going to have the same exact opportunities to make money off of their likeness is bogus, false, make-believe, fairy tale, imaginary BS. It's not reality. It's not even reality. Every single college player is not going to have this opportunity to make money off of their likeness. The guy that sits on the bench all year long ain't going to have no opportunity to make money off of his likeness. He ain't going to have a bunch of people kicking down his door to do commercials and endorsements. He's not going to be popular enough to brand himself. And it's going to take, he's going to have to stay 4 years in college and to do it, So, no, man, it's not equal opportunity what the NCAA did. So let's stop it. Let's stop it with this equality, equal opportunity shit when it's not. No, and equal opportunity is bogus too. If that's the case, why can't I get a shot in the NBA or the NFL? Cause I'm not equivalent to a NFL athlete. I'm not equivalent to a NBA athlete. Just like they're not necessarily equivalent to me when it comes to marketing and promotions or maybe even podcasting. Athletes, how many athletes automatically get sports commentator jobs and sports analyst jobs just because they played sports? It doesn't mean that they could be a sports analyst at one bit. It doesn't mean they're any good at being a sports analyst as they were an athlete. And just because they're an athlete, it doesn't mean that they're equal to a sports analyst that's been sports analyzing for 10 years. Just because they were an athlete. It doesn't mean you could do the job just as good as better. Because it's a whole different job. It's a whole different thing. You got to be a certain kind of person to be able to just get in front of a crowd of people and host the event. Be the host. You got to be a certain kind of person to do radio. You got to be everybody can't just do what I do and just get on here with the charisma. Like you're just talking to I'm just talking to a room full of people when I'm not. When I'm really just pre-recording for the camera and I'm live on TikTok. And shouts out to anybody that's on my TikTok. If you ain't following me, please follow. Because I do go live very often. I haven't been doing too much posting lately because I got too much going on. You know what I'm saying? I got my podcast. I got my vlogs. I got my marketing company. I got my apparel, and I got hundreds of clients that I got to help promote and market their brands and stuff. So, yeah, this idea what the NCAA screwed up. I mean, they only did it to try to so the NBA wouldn't poach their players from going straight past college. But it's easier for somebody to just go to the G League, get $500,000 than to try to make money off of their likeness. Because the opportunity has to be there for you to make money off your likeness. And unless you got endorsements throwing themselves at you, then you have to create the opportunity yourself. And that defeats the whole purpose. I mean, do you mind? Because that ain't happening in college. This idea that college, first of all, most college athletes are going to college to try to make it to the pros. They're not going to college with the intentions of how do I make money off of my likeness. That's normally something you do when you're in the pros. You know what I'm saying? But this idea that you can make money off of your likeness that everybody in a short period of time is going to make money off of their likeness is bogus, false, fairy tale, imaginary. Unless you got people, once again, unless you got endorsements coming, throwing themselves at you, you're not making no money off of your likeness without fan base and consumer base. And if you're not popular and famous, you're not getting that consumer base without building it over a long period of time, and it takes advertising dollars to do it. So basically the NCAA wants most of these college athletes to become social media influencers within a year. It doesn't work that way. Nobody becomes a social media influencer in just a year. No real social media influencer became a social media influencer in just a year. It took them years to do it. You know how long it took Logan Paul to become a social media influencer? He's been doing it since he was a kid. Years. So this idea that you're going to make money off of your likeness within 365 days if you're not super popular or famous is bogus, fairy tale, imaginary BS. That's not even reality. It's not how the real world works whatsoever. So the NWA, man, the NCAA, they got me so mad they got me calling it NWA. And I might as well call them the NWO, the New World Order. Cause like what I mean, like what is this? Like NCAA doesn't want equality because this is the exact opposite of equality. There is no equality in NCAA no more. None. Not a zilch. And anybody expecting it's bogus. It's fairy tale because this move basically takes away any kind of equality or equal opportunity that you thought college players should get. Because they're not going to have the equal opportunity to make money off of their likeness unless they're equally popular and equally famous. And they're not going to be equally popular and equally famous because nobody on any team is equally popular and equally famous on any sports team. There's levels to everything in life. Everything. There's levels to this shit. There is levels to this shit in everything in life. Anything you think about in life, there's levels to this shit. And if you don't recognize the levels, then that's your fault. That's another reason why there's no equality, because if I recognize the levels and you can't, then we are not equals. All men are not created equal. Everybody is not equivalent on this earth. Some people are superior than others. Some people are superior athletes. Some people have superior smarts. Some people are superior with speed, jumping high. Some people are superior at fixing cars, writing code, marketing, advertising. Some people are superior at making music than others. This idea that every musician is equal and should have the same equal opportunity. No, fan base and consumer base determines opportunity when you're talking about making money off of your likeness or your brand. Fan base and consumer base is the only thing that dictates that. I just did a vlog about why talent does not dictate the music industry. If talent doesn't dictate the music industry, then all artists and musicians are not equivalent. They are not equal. They do not have the same music making ability. Some people make music greater than others. Some people make music great. Some people make music good. Some people make music average. Some people make music below average. You know why? Because there's levels to this shit. And college basketball is going to have levels too. This idea that a small college, a guy from a small college is going to have the same opportunity as the guys from the big college. I don't care if he is the number one player on a small college. He's not going to have the same opportunities because he's not going to be as popular and famous because small college players, small colleges don't have the same thing going on. So yeah, hit that subscribe button in the right hand corner. I'm gonna get into this NBA real quick. Hawks lost. Giannis was hurt. Trae Young was hurt. I honestly thought Hawks would win. I thought the Hawks would go to the finals. I'm gonna say the Hawks are gonna win next game. Tie it up. I'm gonna say it goes 7 games. This is gonna be a tough one. I want the Hawks to win. Probably picking the Bucks since they won last game. And if the Bucks go to the finals, I got them beating the Suns, pretty much. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. That's my take on this NCAA. It's anybody that was looking for equality, equal opportunity in NCAA. It's no longer there no more because the NCAA totally has made it unequal, and the opportunity will never be equal. And equality is not reality, anyways. It isn't. And I'm not saying I'm superior than people. I'm saying there's people that are superior. There is African American people that are superior over me because of their athletic abilities or because of their knowledge or their Thomas Sowell. I'm not as smart as Thomas Sowell when it comes to a lot of things. So this idea that I'm equal to Thomas Sowell, that I'm equivalent to him, I probably know marketing, advertising more than he knows, but there's a lot of things he knows more than me. And the idea that I'm equal to him when he's smarter than me in a lot of things is bogus. Like, I'm not. He's smarter than me. There's people smarter than me, that's faster than me, jump higher than me, more athletic than me. If we're talking about marketing, advertising, then that's my thing. But outside of that, you could be superior over me to everything. I'm not gonna get upset about it because that's not my thing. Everybody can't be great at everything, So let's stop this, man. Stop it with these sensitive feelings because somebody's better than you or they've achieved more than you. That's the way of the world. There's levels to this. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button in the right hand corner. Don't forget the audio podcast goes to Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Slacker, iHeartRadio, and a dozen other platforms. And once again, I'm out.